Hi, my name is Upamanyu, and I run this tea startup by the name Woolah Tea, which is an eco-conscious tea brand where we are trying to create sustainable solutions for the future, for the consumers, and also at the same time we are trying to solve bigger problems for the organic farmers at the grassroots level. So my journey starts with a very different kind of a story. I started this tea startup in my hometown, which is Sivasagar. It's a very small town in Assam, Upper Assam, right in the middle of tea growing region. And I was into corporate, working for half a decade. I was into corporate, and then during one of my visit to my hometown, I was at a grocery shop. So I happened to come across a farmer who was trying to convince this tea owner of the grocery shop to keep couple of packets that he got in a regular kind of a shopping bag. He just had 5, 6 packets. We were convincing him, why don't you keep this? This is handcrafted, this is sustainable, and this is very high quality green tea. And I instantly bought like 3 different packets from him. The reason being, I was trying to make green tea a habit back in my office, but I was not being able to consume it because it's so bitter. I literally used to add sugar to it. So I found, okay, let me try what this is all about. So I'll show you what was that tea. So this is the tea that I'm referring to. This is whole leaf, this is green tea, this is high quality. And I'm surprised to see a farmer like this, has been doing such amazing work and he's still struggling to sell. And guess what next? Back to the grind, went back to the corporate world, forgot everything. Fast forward couple of months later, my childhood friend Anshuman, he came up with an idea of starting an optical lens manufacturing in the small town, Sivasagar. He has a legacy optical outlet there in the city. So I thought it's a great opportunity because I always wanted to do entrepreneurship, especially from Assam, because Assam has been always behind in terms of entrepreneurships and opportunities for, so I thought let's do something here. But life had different plans. Next 4 years, I had my own share of failures. Next 4 years, I was just trying to keep running a failing startup just to repay back the loan that we have taken. But right after starting after a year or so, I realized that we need to do something different. What do you do? So I wanted to do, both of us, we ideated, we wanted to do something sustainable. And we have been reading stories about small tea growers who have been facing issues with prices. I mean, they're not getting the right prices for the leaves. So we thought, why not do something around tea? Because in a previous business, we had this option, we had this problem with supply chain, not getting the raw materials in time because we are much ahead of Guwahati. So I mean, it's like 10 hours journey from Guwahati. So we had a lot of issues. So we thought this is something that grows right at the source. Why not try something and let's understand the market. So now comes the story of this farmer. But by the way, my journey of sustainability, my initiation happened because of my father. So even while I was trying to quit my job, born to a average middle class family, born to a family of academicians. So it was the same drama, quitting the job, what will happen to him. So I'll not repeat that same story, but I once they made terms with my decision to quit, come back home, work from this small town. They were kind of they stood like a stone throughout my journey till today. So sustainability was important because I think this is the best picture I could take of my father without he knowing about it. So he has been planting trees around the town and watering it, nurturing it, fencing it. And I thought, why not do something around that? And the same story of the farmer that I said. We started looking for who these people. I lost contact of this farmer. I'm talking about 2 years down the line since I met last. And we moved around different places in Assam, finding who are these organic small tea growers. And we met almost more than 25 farmers, so we almost spent 1.5 years understanding what their challenges are, what their issues are. Let me tell you who is an organic small tea grower. So he's a person who grows tea in a small patch of land, and he makes his living by selling these green leaves to large factories. So large factories buy the green leaves for them to produce the final produce of teas. So now the problem with rising number of small tea growers, the prices is something, prices have become very volatile and these are all dependent on the market forces. So with the rising number of small tea growers, each and every household who now have their own farm, they used to have abundant of lot of bamboo grows abundantly in Assam, and they had a lot of valuable trees which has been cleaned up to grow teas there. So once you start growing tea, it starts with fertilizer, then you start pesticide, and then that flows to the paddy field. There has been a issue with the ecology then. The balance is broken once you start teas. And this is how This is what poses to be a huge reason for climate change in our region. And this has been a contributor in climate change, if you see it from one angle. And then we realized a breed of farmers who understood the problem, and they started doing organic farming. They did not even know there is a word called organic. They just wanted to do farming like their ancestors were doing, because they were doing vegetables or something else earlier. Now they started doing teas, and this is a new kind of challenge because they don't know what to spray now, because pest attack is evident. And we thought, and we got to learn from that, that in order to survive in organic farming, the crop comes down by like almost 30%. So when you shift from inorganic to organic, and these are the people who stood strong, and they were determined that even though my revenues are coming, because the whole family is dependent on the revenue they make from the sale of green leaves. Even though my family is, I mean, even though we are not making enough revenues, but they still continue to do organic, and slowly, slowly, steadily, it grows, the production grows. But the problem, real challenge starts when they do not have a source to sell their produce. And a lot of them have started setting up their own micro factories. And I'll also have to take a mention of a NGO by the name Fertile Ground, based out of Canada. They have been coming to India for almost 15 years now, training farmers on organic farming. The problem is the marketing of the teas. So this is where they're getting stuck, and a lot of them has lost hope in organic farming. They started switching to inorganic practices. And this is where I found it very disturbing, and we started understanding how can we help them market their teas. India was not the country 6 years back where we could promote high quality specialty teas, because India does not even consume a lot of high quality teas, to be honest. And specialty markets were in the West, and for that we had to compete with the countries who have been producing since hundreds of years. I mean, who have been producing high quality specialty teas. So to understand teas, I got a hand holding of Mr. Ramen Gogoi. He's here. He's a tea taster at Tukla TRA. He, under his personal capacity, understood our mission, what we have been trying to do. He started teaching me the nuances of tea tasting, how is it different. And by that time, we had a lot of samples. 1.5 years we've been traveling with a lot of samples from different farmers. We showed it to him. And he introduced me to the world of specialty. He had a couple of tea samples from China, Taiwan, Japan. And there we realized that we are nowhere close. How do we solve this? It's a bigger problem now. We need to train them on how to produce high quality teas. Even though they have micro factories, they were selling the green leaves to large factories, because they were not being able to survive on this business model. They were not being able to market the teas. So we realized we need to understand the market more. We went to China to learn about teas, what exactly is, this specialty tea is all about. And we were blown away seeing the vast range of teas that are in the market. And we got as many samples possible from there. And we came back home with a lot of samples. We reached out to the farmers and asked them to, come and see so much different variations are there in the world of tea, and we are too much behind, and we need to catch up the speed very fast. So maybe these are a couple of images. These are different teas that I've got, but it's just some of them. It's just around 5-10% of this. And see the smile on his face. His face says that we are too much behind. It's not the, I mean, he was wondering, I mean, how far we can go in such a short time. So marketing was a big challenge. And whoever an enterprising organic farmer stayed with us, some of them have thought, I'm a fool, because I wanted to set up our own experimental stations, convert the micro factories into experimental stations, so that we could create very high quality teas, that we could compete with the rest of the teas of the world. So we created a B2B platform by the name the Tea Leaf Theory, where we build a bridge between these farmers and the organic boutiques in Europe, North America, Australia, New Zealand, where they used to procure teas from different tea growing regions. And once we started getting in touch with them, started sending samples to them, Assam tea was in a different light now. So it was so much different for them to also taste something which is not like the regular Assam teas, such high standard teas, and they maybe haven't come across those kind of teas. So these are a couple of teas that we started producing within just 1 year of starting the experimental stations. These are of very high standard golden TP kind of teas. So the best thing is some of our buyers who also have supported us by sending back samples to us to learn more, to do more R&D in the grassroots level with the farmers. They have in fact participated in a couple of competitions, and this is the kind of, we have started getting rewards, and we have got the more confidence that, okay, we're the right path. The problem again started now is that we were growing at around 20-30% year on year. We have been working with like 5-6 different organic farms. We were doing pretty well, have been able to increase their revenues by 3 times. They are pretty profitable. Farmers, their workers are getting good money. But the problem is, In the meantime, seeing our work, a lot of other farmers also got motivated. So they have also started getting into organic. And now the real problem starts is how do we accommodate them? How do we create market for everyone? Because we are just growing. And specialty tea, the low growth of specialty tea is because it requires a lot of education to the consumer to how to brew it and how to, what are the different styles of teas available. So it takes a lot of, I mean, we need to impart a lot of education to the consumer. It's not at the India level, it's the global level everywhere. So the growth is less. We thought, how do we make now specialty tea mainstream? We had source of such high quality teas, and such high quality teas are being grown by these organic farmers with so much love. How do we create it? And one fine day, I came up with this article. There was a research done by McGill University in Canada. They found a single tea bag releases around 11.6 billion microplastics. I was almost 4 years old into the tea industry. I wasn't aware of it. I thought it's paper. And the silken tea pyramids, which holds like broken orthodox leaves, companies call it as silken bags. Those are nylon, 100%. I wasn't aware of it. So it was a new learning from me. So we started ideating on it. How do we create the next generation tea bag, something that's for the future? If you start creating it today, maybe 3-4 years down the line, it's going to become a mainstream product, and then people get a better and healthier and safer alternative to drinking all these teas. So tea bags has always been a compromise. I mean, no one has any high expectations from a tea bag, right? When it's come to green tea, it's very bitter. When it's black tea, you don't get much of flavor. It's more of color because these are all tea dust, very low quality teas. So we thought, how do we make it easy? How do we make specialty tea easy? So, so we started ideating on a concept, and these are a couple of R&Ds that we have done. We have spent almost a year working on it. So here is the product. So we have created first of its kind bagless tea dip in the world. So this is a tea dip which is made from real tea leaves. So the two leaves and a bud of a tea plant is where, I mean, this is a part of the plant which contains highest amount of nutrition. So we created a product. So what you see is what you get. So that you do not know what goes into your bag or whatever you are consuming on your way. But this is something that you can see. It opens up, you pour boiling water, leave it for let it brew for 5 minutes, it opens up in your cup, and then it does not release microplastics. So that's the biggest problem here. And secondly, we have very high quality leaves here, just the purest form of teas ever. Thirdly, we ensured through our compression technology that leaves does not break until it reaches the cup. That means we have the wholesomeness of the tea plant right into your cup. And this product can be brewed multiple times. So it can be brewed like 2 to 3 different times. I mean, you just take it out from the cup, again put it in the cup, pour hot water again for 5 minutes, again you could be able to brew another cup out of it. So it is also solving a problem of waste. So it's helping reduce more and more the waste that is generated from tea bags, then reaching into landfills or reaching into the oceans. So we thought, how do we launch this brand? How do we launch this product in the market? So we named it Woolah. Actually, this is something that is coined by one of my brotherly figure, a mentor to me. Woolah means happiness in Assamese. And since we wanted to create a very happy brand and a very happy value chain, because we are trying to solve a problem in the back end while we are solving a problem for the customers. So, and unfortunately, his name is Shivaji Asim Das, and we lost him in COVID second wave, very young. So I'm sure he must be very happy seeing the kind of progress that we have been doing. But the story is not, I mean, story is yet to be shared. So what we have done in Woolah is, since we had this problem of getting more and more organic farmers on board, once we started promoting this product, it became very much difficult to reach out to more and more people. How do we communicate with more and more audiences? So we started getting a lot of help from the influencer community. Special thanks to Anuj Ramatri here as a speaker. One video has been able to reach out to, through one video, we've been able to reach out to millions of Indians across the globe. And we started getting amazing response. We started getting positive response on the product. We got to understand that, okay, this is something the market needs now. The validation has been done. And now moving on to the next level, now we need to scale up the production. How do we do that? We need a lot of people. So reach out to villages, we reach out to the women in the villages, unemployed rural women. So we started sharing our idea with them so that you come out of their houses, work for us. So currently, through this product, we have been able to increase our, one single farmers farmer who also owns that micro factories income by 7 times. So we have been producing in 3 different factories. Apart from them, all the nearby farmers, it's not humanly possible to set up our technology in each and every factory. So what we do, also the farmers were facing issues where they did not have enough money to set up those micro factories. That has been a challenge. And if they do not produce teas and sell it in the market, they are not going to get the value, the hard work that they have been putting into it. And also at the same time, they are losing revenues because the production drops after you shift to organic. So what we did, we started buying green leaves from them. So they used to get the market prices, used something vary between 7 rupees to 18 or 20 rupees. So we started buying green leaves from them from 60 to 75 rupees. So we have increased their revenue by 3 times, and it has started becoming a profitable value chain for these organic farmers, because till then they were just selling their organic leaves in an inorganic factory. Now they have a source where they could come and sell their green leaves. So in a way, now more and more we've been able to scale up, more people are getting motivated to convert their farms into organic. Secondly, organic farming is so much important today because we have already created an imbalance in the ecosystem. Organic is only way somehow we could create some amount of balance into the system, because pesticides and all has been a real problem in the tea industry. So through this, if we continue to do this, this is something that is contributing to good amount towards sustainability. And the women who is to work with us today, they make a decent living. We have been supporting them with fair employment and revenue generation model, where we have created a performance-based revenue model. And we have seen that the revenue has increased by 70% after we have created that, and they have been making 30% above the industry standards. And we are so, we are so happy to see most of them coming to work on their scooters. And also we have created a flexible Also, we have created a flexible kind of a work shift, because they are in a rural economy, they need to support their children, look after their families. So our factory starts at 8 a.m. and it runs till 9 p.m. And everyone can come as per their convenience. So we have created different flexible timing shifts. There are so many college students who have been able to support their own education. They come to work after college for 2-3 hours. That's enough to sustain their, that's enough money for their education. They do not have to rely on their parents, who are also farmers. There are, in fact, school teachers we have came across who work in private schools who do not earn, decent income, decent salary. So they come to work after school, and they are so happy to see and meet so many women working together. And I think we are now getting a feel of the slow revolution that we have been dreaming of like 3-4 years back, and now we can see that it's happening in a small way. And as we scale as a brand, since we said that we are innovation is the core of our brand, and as we scale, we are working on more technologies to make work easier for our women who have been working there, to make it even more easy, even more faster, more scalable. At the same time, we are also working towards renewable energy at TEDx. So we have been exchanging ideas how we could do, and we look forward to a lot of participation from different stakeholders, customers, and we are free to, we are willing to collaborate with everyone how we can make it a sustainable product going forward. And as a brand, we are committed to create first of its kind product in the world. We have been working on a couple of more concepts, which are again going to be first of its kind in the world. And I think this is the only way we have, since we are into the tea industry. This is how I think we could show the world that India is not lagging behind, and this is the era of Indian entrepreneurs. And we are here, we're committed to make India proud. Thank you.